welcome to YouTube. Today's video isn't about just any car, it's about something that's been whispered about in corners of enthusiast forums, dreamt of in concept art, and now, somehow, incredibly, it's real. This is the 2026 Toyota Cressida. Not just a name resurrected, but a legacy reborn, and not many people know it yet, but they will. You see, the Cressida was never loud. It never tried to be the fastest, the flashiest, or the most luxurious. But ask the right kind of car person, the kind who grew up in the 80s and 90s with a love for long highway drives and smooth inline-six engines, and they'll tell you, oh, the Cressida was special. It was the gentleman's sleeper, a car that lived in the shadow of super greatness, yet never tried to compete. It knew what it was: refined, balanced, and ahead of its time. So when Toyota quietly announced the return of the Cressida, no flashy commercial, no celebrity endorsements, it felt intentional. This wasn't for the mainstream. It was a message to the people who remembered, a nod to the ones who never forgot. And now, here it is, the 2026 Toyota Cressida. Let's just stand in front of it for a second. Clean lines, no oversized grills or artificial vents. It doesn't scream because it doesn't have to. The silhouette is classic, almost deceptively simple. But look closely, and everything is intentional. The front is low and confident, with thin lead slits that almost seem to squint at the world like it knows something you don't. The proportions, perfectly balanced. Rear-wheel drive architecture means a long hood and short overhangs. It's like the car is leaning into a future it's already seen. Now I know what you're thinking of what's under the hood, and this is where it gets interesting. Because Toyota could have gone hybrid, they could have gone electric, but they didn't. At least, not completely. The 2026 Cressida comes standard with a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-six. That's right, an inline-six. Sound familiar? It should. It's a close cousin to the one in the new Supra, but tuned for something different. Smoother, more linear, less aggression, more soul. But here's the twist: it's not alone. Nestled alongside the combustion engine is a mild hybrid system, not the kind that takes over, but the kind that enhances. Instant torque off the line, seamless idle off, regenerative braking so subtle, you won't even notice. It's the kind of electrification that doesn't get in the way, it just makes the experience better. Now step inside. The moment you open the door, you feel it. This isn't the cold, screen-saturated future some brands are pushing. No, the Cressida is different. There's tech, of course, a crisp digital cluster, a wide center display, over-the-air updates, voice assistance that actually works. But it doesn't feel like a spaceship. It feels like a sanctuary. The materials are warm real wood, brushed aluminum, leather that smells like something out of a private library. The seats don't try to hug you like a race car, they support you like a favorite armchair. The rear seats, just as important, because this isn't a car built only for the driver, it's built for the person who might want to sit in the back, too. Maybe on the way to a late-night airport run, or maybe just to enjoy the way the car glides through the city. The suspension ironing out imperfections like it's whispering to the road. And while we're talking about suspension, get this: Toyota didn't go with adaptive magnetic this or that. No gimmicks, just a beautifully engineered double wishbone setup in the front, multi-link in the back, tuned with the kind of precision that only comes from years of real-world testing. It rides like nothing else. Solid, predictable, confident. You feel connected, not because the car is shouting at you with fake engine noise, but because it's just right. Now let's talk driving. Not numbers, not lap time feel. The steering is weighted, not artificially, but in a way that reminds you you're still in charge. The throttle is responsive, but never jerky. The brakes, firm, progressive, exactly what you want when you're carving a quiet backroad or navigating downtown traffic. There's something about the way the 2026 Cressida moves that feels human. It doesn't fight you, it dances with you. It wants you to go for a drive just to go for a drive. And in a world of apps and distractions, that's a rare kind of therapy. Here's another thing: there's no sport mode, no launch control, no drift button, because the Cressida doesn't pretend to be something it's not. It doesn't need to impress you with tricks. It's more mature than that, more honest, and in a way that makes it one of the most rebellious cars on the market right now. You see, this car exists in the space between categories. It's not trying to compete with the German luxury sedans, though it could. It's not chasing Tesla with full EV dominance, though the tech is there. And it's not leaning into the SUV craze either. It's a sedan, unapologetically. In 2026, and that alone makes it stand out. So why did Toyota bring it back? Some people say it's to bridge the gap between the Supra and the Crown. Others think it's a nostalgia play, but I don't think it's that simple. I think the Cressida came back because Toyota realized something. The world still needs a car that just gets it, that understands that driving can still be emotional, that refinement doesn't have to be cold, that progress doesn't mean losing your soul. This car isn't for everyone. It's not meant to be. There are faster cars, louder cars, flashier cars, but if you know, you know. And the people who know will find this car, and they'll smile, because this is a machine that respects you. It doesn't try to dominate, it listens, it responds. It becomes a part of your routine, your story, your late-night drives and early morning commutes. It becomes a friend, and maybe that's the secret. Maybe that's why Toyota didn't make a big deal out of this launch, because they didn't need to. The Cressida isn't about hype, it never was. It's about connection, continuity, craftsmanship, a reminder that not everything needs to be reinvented to feel new again. So here we are, a car that shouldn't exist, but does, a car that whispers instead of shouts, a car that brings the past forward, not by copying it but by honoring it. If you're lucky enough to see one on the road, you'll know. If you're even luckier and get to drive one, you'll understand. And if you don't get it, well, that's okay. It wasn't built for you. This was the 2026 Toyota Cressida. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you'd like visuals or voiceover suggestions to match the tone of the script.